Hello everyone. I think I'm audible to all of you, and we are live. And welcome to another podcast. Thanks for joining, guys. I think you can see the podcast title for today. So, we'll be talking about how data science is shaping the future of business. So, today we have one amazing guest with us. His name is Shubhadeep Mukherjee. So I would like to invite him to the stage. Then I will be talking about our today's agenda. So guys, I think you can hear me. Okay, let me know in the chat. And if you have any kinds of query, guys, any kinds of let's say a query or any kinds of let's say guidance you need, okay, from our side, please try to comment in the comment section. Okay, we'll try to take up your questions. Let's add Shubhadeep here. So hi Shubhadeep, am I audible to you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can hear
Yeah,
you. Hello, everybody.
yeah. Yes. Thank you, Shubhadeep, for joining with us, and I'm very much happy. Okay, you have joined, and today we'll be talking about this particular, let's say, topic. So first of all, let me know like how you are doing, and I mean, what is your experience? Okay, currently, what you are doing and all. So please try to tell
Cool.
us.
So my name is Shubhodip Mukherjee. I have. I'm currently working in Amazon as a data scientist too. I have around 9.5 years of work ex, and actually I've done masters in statistics from Calcutta University, which is in Kolkata, and then worked for three companies, and then finally landed up in Amazon, where I've been working for the last 3.5 years. So yeah,
Okay, great. So,
that's
guys, today we have one of the guests who is working in the Fang. So, I think there are so many audience. They also, I mean, interested working with Fang company. So, this would be one amazing conversation, guys. So, please, if you have any kinds of query, any kinds of let's say question, please put in the chat. So, Shubhadeep, first of all, like, let us know about your experience. Like, how did you crack the Amazon? Okay, like previously, what is your responsibility in which company you are working on? Okay, so, what was your strategy to crack up the this kinds of fine company? Please let me know.
yeah. Okay, cool. So actually, since I have done masters in statistics, so
Mm,
I had obviously the affinity of joining the analytics industry, and
mhm.
I had some knowledge about the analytics from only from my college and from my university. So then I started my job in a company called Rainman Consulting, which is a startup. At that moment, particularly this data science term was not there. Everybody was named as data analyst or business analyst. The entire today what a data scientist does, right? All of them were classified either to a data analyst or a business analyst. But since it's a
Mm,
startup, right? I learned a lot in that company. So there we worked in a specific kind of a model called market mix model. So there, since I was a statistician, so there was a good bridge because that model particularly uses something called linear regression, and I learned linear regression from my college. So that created a small bridge. So there I was around for 11 months, and I learned a lot because the startup always give you a very good experience. Then
mm.
I went into my second company, which is an ITC Infotech, where was one of the first data scientists in India. The first
Okay,
role name
great,
was
great.
that as associate data scientist. It was one of the first roles in data science in India. So there was like multiple cross domains. Okay, like it was a very cross domain experience. Multiple teams were there, and whenever they come into any kind of problem which needs solution, then we our role comes into play. And then when I joined that company, I felt that I know nothing. Okay, because there are so many level of problems, so many level of data, right? So then I started that, okay, so my statistics knowledge is not enough. Okay, then because they were using machine learning, advanced deep learning, those techniques. Okay, and I know nothing about them. I know little about coding at that moment. I know some coding from my previous company, that is on R, and some very basic coding. And so, but here we need to know extensive coding. So then I started learning myself.
Mm,
A lot of sources I followed, some online sources and online courses I've done some, and then I started participating in Kaggle competitions. Okay, and Kaggle is a very nice place for doing data science competitions, and you learn
yes.
from others, right?
Exactly.
So because some other data scientists in the world also, they also compete there. So from there, I we got to know what are the best practices. So then
Yeah,
I
even they're
learned all
also
those things.
providing like very good amount of prize money if you win any kinds of competition, I think,
Exactly.
right?
If you win, yeah, yeah. So I was within top 15% one competition, top 5% or one competition. Like that, I got to first when I started, it was like top 50, 60%, and then from there I participated in competitions, and then it then my rank went up, and I know now I am learning something. So
Mm,
from there I learned all the stuffs. There are some online courses from where I have done, and then tried to implement that in my work. Learned a lot of research papers for getting how to build different type of frameworks, and exactly replicated them for my work. So that gave me a very enriching experience. I was there for 1.5 year, and that
mm,
gave a very enriching experience. Okay,
okay.
and then
Mm,
I worked for Citibank. Okay, where I mostly implemented what I learned from
mm,
these previous two companies, and even same. And this work that I have done, like for this past 5 years almost, since I have done that work very by heart, I have learned the concepts very well, right? And I know what am I doing. Okay.
mm.
That helped me to land up in Amazon, because those
No.
interview in Amazon interviews, that helped me to clear the interview.
Okay, okay, okay. That is great, guys. I think you have heard the entire journey. Okay, he has done. So I think you were talking about the research. Okay, let's say you were exploring lots of research paper, and you also did
Correct.
some of the research. Okay, so many people has the questions like, sir, if I want to, let's say, crack any kinds of FANG interview, so should I have PhD degree or any kinds of good research with me? Okay, like that, any kinds of thing. If you want to, let us know so that it will
Yeah,
be easy.
obviously, see, research always get a very good edge. Okay,
Mm,
definitely. If somebody has done PhDs, or somebody has done some good research work in their previous work, or some published papers, right? That is
mm,
always good. But what I will also suggest, because this I will definitely want to convey through the to your audience. Okay, when we take interviews for, I also am an interviewer for my company,
mm,
right? So because I'm a senior person, I have a 9 years experience. So when we take interview, right, we have seen that people always come up with very fancy stuffs. Okay,
mm,
like then, like even LLMs, or even NLP, LSTMs, whatever is currently in market, they come up with that. Okay,
mm,
but the thing is, but when you ask them questions, right, like you see that their knowledge is not fulfilled, because they might not have done the work actually.
mm,
Okay,
mm, mm.
they might have just they're writing it because this is popular. Okay,
Yes.
but even for any fan companies or any big product companies, actually think that the thing that matters is whatever
Mm,
you are doing, whatever you are learning, whatever you are getting, whatever you are implementing in your regular project, if you know that very well end to end means, suppose I am applying an XGBoost model, okay, in my, and I'm putting that in my resume, and I have done only one modeling, that is an XGBoost model. Know nothing else. If you know that XGBoost model very well, you know the backend. What is the backend of that model? How you have implemented? What are the challenges you have faced? What are the hyperparameters you have considered? Or what are the exact nitty-gritties of that particular framework? That is more than enough. Okay,
yeah. Mhm,
so you need to know whichever concept that you are putting in anybody's resume, or you are putting in your interview, you
mhm,
need to defend that, and you need to know that very well end to end. So that
mhm.
is more important, rather than you are like coming up with only fancy work and fancy papers, and all. It usually does not work like
Okay, great. So I have a questions like I think today's market is all about artificial intelligence. People are working with different
that.
domain. Even
Right,
GNI also came nowadays. Okay,
right,
so
right,
just let us know like how it is impacting on today's business. Okay, why data science, artificial intelligence, generative AI it is required for today's business. How it is transforming the traditional business idea. Yeah.
correct, correct. So actually, it was not there. So when we joined, even
Hmm,
I started my career, right? It was not
hmm,
there. So that use of data science was not used for decision making. It was like,
hmm,
okay, these are good to have suggestions. You take this. Okay, fine. We are fine with the suggestion. You have done a great job, but they never implemented. But it has happened after the e-commerce flourish happened. Okay, or internet became available to most of the people. Okay, because now the things earlier what we were happening that we have everywhere there were like few brands, there were few stores, right?
mm,
But when this phone, the internet become popular, right, the app market has gone up hugely, and lot of people are now come into the competition. Okay,
mm,
so now since people have come into the competition, right, they everybody want to make something different from what
mm,
others are doing. Okay, and how to make something different, that you cater to your customer at the highest. So like every customer should be targeted, every customer should be catered at an individual level. And for that what happened, that they started gathering the data, and in order to understand that what is the exact need of a particular customer, so that these companies can sustain. Earlier companies used to make some product for the bulk, but they were
mm,
never catered to a particular person. But now people want to do that, right?
mm,
That is why
mm,
they started creating data and creating sophisticated models. Now from it started off with simple statistical models, and as the research in the research community also, newer work has been doing, people are exploring newer techniques. Industry is now ready to accept those techniques to
mm.
enhance the experience of their customers, so that suppose if you go into an Amazon website, right, they will target you instantly with an offer. So how they will know
Yeah.
your preference?
Mm,
So that is the main motivation that these algorithms are created. Even
yeah.
today the AI is used, LLMs are used, right, the Gen AI is used to cater to exactly what the customer want, to cater that
Mm,
need and design a framework based on that.
yeah, that is great. Yeah, so I have like seen many people like they will be worrying about the project. Like let's say if I want to crack any kinds of good data science interview, or let's say
Mm,
to any bank company. So I think you know
mhm,
that project is important on your resume. If
mm,
you have a
mm.
dummy project, if you have copied from somewhere, it will not work definitely. So it would be completely end-to-end manner, and it would be a good problem statement. So can you please tell us like what kinds of project people should focus on whenever they are targeting these kinds of data science domain? Let's say I want to crack a good job in this particular
Mm,
company itself. Okay,
mm,
so
mm,
how they
mm.
can prepare their resume with respect
Okay.
to the project section? Yeah.
Okay. Specifically, first thing is that they need to get on with a good interest. So there are different parts in data science. One is the traditional machine learning part, right?
Hmm.
The other one is that a computer vision. The third one is NLP. Fourth one is Gen
Yeah.
AI, right? So these are different topics. People can just explore those topics first, okay, and see
Mm,
which they're liking. Okay, this is the most important thing. So suppose if somebody has now affinity towards classical machine learning, okay, or a traditional machine learning, right?
mm,
So then they can go inside, learn 2 3 concepts again, that which concepts they are liking. Suppose they are liking logistic regression or clustering or XGBoost. Now pick up 2 3 concepts like that, and based on that they can search data from the internet,
mm,
and in this that way they can get the data set. And it is not always there is when doing projects, like it is always goes in a way like I will fix my problem statement first, then I will
mm,
search the data.
mm, mm,
That does not work, because data you is limited. Open source data is always limited, right? So in that way you might not get um, the right data. So in that I will always search the reverse, search the data which you want to implement your framework. Now see which
mm,
data you are liking, pick up that data, implement that framework, and put it in your resume. Same thing goes for your computer vision. So suppose you like computer vision, okay, it's fine. Try to find out which concept you want to implement, which concept you are liking. Pick up 2 3 concepts in computer vision. Go then search for the data and implement the concept. I think that is the best way to search the data
mm,
from. And there are sources for data sets like UCI machine learning and Kaggle, right? So
mm,
these are
mm.
very nice sources from where you can get a lot of data
Yeah,
sets.
exactly. Great. So I am getting a question from C1. He's asking, do you need any kinds of university diploma to work with this industry? I think he's
Mhm.
pointing to the FANG industry, mostly in Amazon.
Mm, mm, mm,
If
mm.
we learn the data science, math, and Python, okay, is it enough, or we should have the university diploma degree? He's asking that.
No, suppose so. It depends on which degree you have currently having. So suppose the a student is having a BTech already, okay, or in computer science, okay,
Hmm.
or masters in mathematics, or masters in statistics, okay, uh, or this type of degree which is more computer science related, I will suggest then you do not need any other degrees. It is it will go or masters in operations research, these type of
Hmm.
topics, okay. Then the student will not need any degree, he will need skills. So his skills he can learn from a different place, and Euron as well, right? He can learn the skill learn the skills from. But then he needs skills to add to it. Then you need SQL, you need machine learning, you need Python, all these things you need. And then with that, the student can apply in different companies, and he can go get into the industry very easily. But suppose somebody has maybe a BA in arts, right? Or BA
Hmm.
degree, or a BCom degree, right? So I will then suggest have a good certification, or have a or from at least on computer science or mathematics, or kind of a diploma degree, and that will then get the skills. Then it will help.
Mhm. Okay. So I have another questions like if you see all the companies has starting using the data science or artificial intelligence, whatever you can talk about. Okay,
Mm,
but
mm.
what is the biggest challenge? Okay, they usually face whenever they are adapting these kinds of data science or Gen AI. Okay, for their company.
In
Like
terms of companies.
in terms of company, let's say if I am running a
Mm,
startup. Okay,
mm,
so what
mm,
is
mm.
the main challenge I will face if I want to adopt the data science in my company?
Yeah, the biggest is that from a company, is the infrastructure, right? Infrastructure wise, it is always a big challenge, because
Hmm.
suppose I want to train an LLM, okay, I want to train a Gen AI agent, okay, from
Hmm.
scratch. So training a Gen AI agent is a very difficult thing,
Ah,
okay,
yes.
right?
Hmm.
It's a you need huge amount of infrastructure, okay.
Hmm.
And most of the times I have seen, like while talking to different companies or different forums, right? Whenever
Hmm.
something comes up, right, the other company want to implement them, okay, but they don't know the right way, okay.
Hmm.
So suppose OpenAI, they created ChatGPT, right? So every
Hmm.
company wanted to create an AI agent by their own, but the amount of time, the amount of research, the amount of intellect
Hmm.
that OpenAI has invested, okay,
Hmm.
amount of money, the second company will not know that, right? And
Exactly.
there lies
Hmm.
the challenge. Now he will go into the market, pick up anybody. So now there are a lot of people who might fake. Oh, okay, I will tell you very frankly, who might fake that. Well, I will create everything, but he has no knowledge, right? And there the company faces the challenge, because now he onboards that person with a huge package, and he does not know. Even the company also does not know what kind of infrastructure is needed. Maybe it does not fit the budget. So that
Hmm.
intellect know-how, that intellect gap, or that intellect problem, right? That knowledge gap, because companies just want to replicate everything, but they don't know the cost behind it, right? I think that is is a challenge. All that becomes a challenge for a lot of companies. And I've
Great.
seen it from multiple places, like even
Hmm.
MLOps and all, right? So Amazon
Yes.
does, yeah, I mean, Amazon MLOps is a norm. Okay.
Hmm.
Now this company coming, okay, can we do MLOps? But they don't know that what are the infrastructure they need for an MLOps implementation. I think
Great.
this knowledge gap is actually the
Yeah.
factor.
Yeah. So you, I mean, pointed out one amazing concept called MLOps. Okay, because I have seen like many people has the question, sir, without MLOps also can I implement the project? Will it work or
Mm,
not for the industry?
mm.
So what is your thought
Yeah.
here without
Yeah, this is a
MLOps?
very nice question, and I want to also make something clear. Okay. Specifically in data science, also, there are two roles. Okay.
Hmm.
One role is called a data scientist role. Suppose the
Hmm.
role that I am working on. And this is followed by all the FANG companies, even Microsoft, Netflix, all the companies, all the big product companies, they follow. This is a data science role. And then is another role which is called an ML engineer role. Okay.
Hmm.
So specifically, for a data scientist, his job is to develop the ML solution, the machine
Hmm.
learning solution. Okay, but the implementation, which is the MLOps, implementation is needed today. For every company, when you design a solution, it should not run in your computer local system. It should run in a server, so that it
Hmm.
can be run on a more real time basis. Okay,
Yes.
So it needs implementation, but for a data scientist, it is not required that the person will implement that algorithm. Okay. But for an ML engineer, if somebody is applying for an ML engineer role, his role is of a data scientist plus a software engineer. So in
Mm,
those cases, he need to develop the solution plus implement the solution using MLOps. So for
mm,
a person who is only applying for a data scientist, he does not need to know MLOps. He does only need to know how to develop a solution like till machine learning, deep learning, NLP till that point. But if anybody wants to have the MLOps, like want to join as an ML engineer, and he has interest in it specifically, everything depends on interest. Okay, he has an
yes.
interest in it. So then or the person is a software engineer currently and maybe have learned lot of data science methods, so he can apply directly as a data ML engineer. And in those and the interviews become tougher, obviously, because you will have the DSA and those
Mm,
parts will be coming into the interview. And but for a data scientist it's not needed.
okay.
Okay, he can take an help of a software engineer or an ML engineer. His manager will allocate to that person, and
Mm,
that person will deploy the framework on behalf of that scientist.
okay, great. Yeah, so now let's come to the point. Like, let's say if I want to apply for FANG company, so what kinds of resume format I should follow? Let's say how I can prepare my resume. What are
Okay,
the, let's say, skills or experience I should add there? So just try
okay.
to give your experience. Yeah.
Again, I will say whenever somebody is applying for these companies, right? Always
Mm,
never focus on what the company wants. Always
mm,
focus on what you want, because these companies every kind of roles. Okay,
yes.
if
Mm,
if your resume is good, it will be fitted to any one of the roles. That is the
mm,
first very wrong misconception, that Amazon only works in Alexa, Amazon only works in Prime Video, तो मुझे तो सिर्फ I only want computer vision के छाड़ा तो होगा ही नहीं.
हाँ, हाँ,
Without NLP it will not work. It's not like that. Amazon has every type of business. You have time series forecasting, optimization, every
yes.
kind of work is done, right?
Mm,
So specifically, you you prepare yourself on the things that you are strong enough. Okay,
mm,
the things which is required in the resume skills, so
mm,
prepare the skills accordingly. Okay, then sometimes then you put projects. Okay, skills are very important because it comes in your, when the HR shortlists the resume, right? He will put those search terms, so like business analytics, data analytics, all these things are needed. Okay, machine learning, XGBoost, Python, Excel, whatever is relevant for that role, right? Put it there, because that, using that, HR will shortlist the resume.
yeah.
The next part which is important is projects. Okay, so again, target which you are good at. So at least on that, 2 to 3 projects is needed. For the
Mm,
projects, the most important thing is an objective, what the person has done. If it's a real life implementation, what is the impact? If it is not a real life implementation, then what is the potential impact of it? Like,
yes.
what is the
Mm,
potential business it will generate? And then what are the exactly what skills that you have listed above, from there what exactly skills have been used for that particular framework. I think that's it. That's it. You do not need anything else. Some
okay, great.
certifications might work. Yeah.
Ah,
Apart from that, if somebody has no experience, some certifications might work. SQL
mm,
people can practice from Hacker Rank. Hacker Rank,
mm,
they usually give some good badges if you pass a certain number of problems. So you can attach those badges inside your resume. Projects, if somebody has done, he can put, if it's a mock project, he can put the project in GitHub and give the link of GitHub in the resume. I think that's it.
mm.
That is more than
Okay, great. And what would be your suggestion for the new, like aspiring student who are starting their career with data science or AI or Gen AI? So,
enough.
how would you like to guide them? Like, what is the like roadmap they should follow to enter into the field?
Okay.
Mm,
Okay. So see, here the skills are the key.
mm,
Okay. For the students, even for the students, when I teach also, some people,
mm,
right, they're in contact with me. So I have seen like the enthusiasm is always there when they start up a course. Okay. But as the course goes on, right, the adaptability, because you need to adapt to a lot of things, because it has diverse things. It has skills. It has something like SQL, which is coding, Python, which is different kind of coding, machine learning, total theory. Okay, so mathematics, calculus, lot of mathematics, these things comes in. So a student when he starts off with full energy, but as goes on, as the course goes
Accuracy goes
on,
down. Whatever
yeah,
equation.
that goes down. Enthusiasm goes down. Okay, तो Python सीखना पड़ेगा. Okay, ये तो tough हो रहा है. Like, but it's nothing is tough, right? I am also a non-coding background. I'm coming from non-coding background. Okay, I am a pure stats math guy. Okay, so I also have to learn. I told you in the beginning of the podcast that when I went to the second company, I felt that I know nothing. Okay, I mean
Yeah.
statistics is like whatever I've learned, it is not enough. So you need to adapt. The students need to adapt everything. Like they have to spend time. Obviously, time investment is the biggest investment that is needed. Okay, so never fear that okay that it is not cup of my tea. Always feel that okay it is cup of your tea. You need more effort. Okay, to grasp it. Anyhow, you need to grasp it. That was our sentiment when we started getting these skills. Like we spent nights and nights learning these things. Okay, means we never bothered about anything else. Then at any cost, we need to learn. So that is how our mindset was. I think this mindset today, even if I say very frankly, Vaktar, is a little missing. It's sad to see actually compared to the last 10 years. This mindset has gone down. This tenacity has gone
Yeah,
down. Maybe
people
don't know why,
don't have that
but
much of patience. Yeah.
yeah, that patience has gone down. So that patience is required. That adaptability is
Even
required. It's
I
not
get
that.
lots of questions, sir. I just started Python. I completed the Python. Can I start
Hmm.
with JNA? What should
Yeah,
I
exactly.
ask?
No, or I have ended Python only. Now can I apply, sir?
Can I
Uh,
apply?
can I apply in data science roles? Is it enough? Like, or how can I become a data scientist in next 2 months?
Next two
So
months, yes.
it,
Even
yeah,
there are
next two
lots of
months.
course. Become data scientist in
Yeah.
3 months. Okay.
3 months. No, actually, yeah, I mean, actually, it is not possible. Like, we have spent huge amount of time of our
Ah,
life. Like I told, like 2.5 years, 3 years, still we are
still learning.
learning. Okay,
Still
still
learning.
learning,
Yeah.
right? So, so exactly means that time investment is. I don't know why with students today, the Gen Z, I don't know what they have lost that patience. So that patience need to be there. They need to be more diligent because then only you will get that money, then only you will. It's a very
Mm,
skill driven industry. Okay, even in Amazon I can tell you we keep up open position open for 6 months, 7 months. It is not
okay.
that there we are not having interviews, but we are not getting the quality that we want.
Quality, yes.
Okay, that is the problem. That is the problem. There is a gap. There is a gap.
Mm,
So gap between the talent and the requirement. Okay,
mm,
so talent is needed here. Means even here people will not bother about keeping a rec open. Okay, it is creating load on us because we have to do
mm,
that person's work. But still the company will not sacrifice their like their intake about because it's a very serious domain. It's a very it's impacting human life directly, and that's why it's a very serious domain, and that's why they want talent. Okay, and
mm,
that's why I always suggest to anybody starting new, have patience. Okay, and be adaptable to anything. Okay, whatever is
mm,
going to come, be adaptable to that. Yeah, even if after that it is not working, you have certain level of skills, then you need to compromise on your role. Maybe you can go as
mm,
a data analyst or business analyst, but
mm,
bare minimum like an SQL or Excel or a visualization tool or
mm,
little bit of statistics, this is must. And this
mm.
definitely a student needs to focus on, and at anyhow need to get the skills. That is the
Okay, great. Yeah. Thank you, Shubhadeep, for your amazing, suggestion. So, guys, if you want to ask any kinds of query to Shubhadeep or me, so Sevan is asking how much age matter if I'm 30 or 50 plus.
does not matter. Okay, age does not matter, first of all. But
Just
the
get this.
thing is,
Uh,
yeah, get the skills.
mm,
And only one thing where the challenge is there, I will tell that part is that other company might not take you. Okay, at the
mm,
beginning. So it is
yes.
better that these people, if you move in your own company with an
Mm,
IJP, internal
mm,
job posting,
mm,
and then then move to other companies. So you just create projects portfolio, move in your
mm.
own company, everybody will know you, and these a lot of company facilitates today. Okay, that you can move in your own company, then it is then you can move to any other company from there. So it is easy after that.
Okay, great. So yes, guys, actually, we have discussed most of the like very important concept which is required for the data science and all. So yeah, so we are at the last position of the podcast now. Any like motivational thing you want to convey for the audience so that they can get some motivation to start their career in data science.
I have already given a lot of motivation, by the way. So,
But
so the
people need
thing,
more motivation.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, means I think it is doable for everybody. Okay, I know a lot of people. Okay, even who started
Mm,
at any point at any position, right, and have moved into data science. The industry has lot of positions, actually, a lot of demand, but the thing is that we are not getting enough people. Okay, so
mm,
obviously invest in your skills, invest in your time, and but the only thing is have patience. Okay, that is
mm,
the first thing. Be adaptable, be more disciplined. Okay, because here you need a very disciplined attitude to your life, like, because
mm.
every day we need to read papers. So like
Yes.
every day, everybody read newspaper, I have to read blogs.
Mm,
Okay, because this tech is always changing. This is an ever changing field. Okay, means whatever you are gaining today, you don't think that it will sustain. Tomorrow it will
mm,
change again. So you need to relearn the
mm,
newer skills. Just like Python. Like, so when we started, I started with R. Okay.
mm.
Today nobody knows about R. Everybody works with Python, right? So I also
Right.
have to learn Python in between. I didn't know Python when I joined the industry. So this adaptability is very much important, and patience is needed. Okay, and yeah, and also like judge yourself. Okay, on your skills. Always judge yourself. Always see that, okay, whether I'm missing out or not. If I think
Mm.
these anybody follow, because the career is for you, money is for you, right? It has
Yes.
huge amount of money. So yeah, that is fine.
Okay, great, great. So yes, thank you, Subhadeep, for your amazing
Thank you.
feedback and guidance. And yeah, so we got to know lots of things. And guys, please let
Mhm.
us know if you want these kinds of conversation more. We'll like to again invite Subhadeep here, okay, with a new, let's say, topic, and we'll try to discuss about it. Okay. So yes, I think we are done, and we have answered all of your query. And if you want to connect with Subhadeep, so you can connect. So by just type his name on the Google, definitely will get a LinkedIn profile. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you, and thank you Subhadeep. Okay,
Thank you.
joining with us. So I think
Thank
now we can end the podcast. Thank you guys.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye everyone.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Bye.